In the vast world of Hunter x Hunter, where every skill is a double-edged sword, Killua Zoldyck stands out as an enigma. Heir to a feared lineage of assassins, he is a young man who bears the weight of an extraordinary legacy and lethal potential. Before anything else, subscribe and leave a like. Let's get started. Killua was born into the Zoldyck family, known for their proficiency in deadly arts and assassination services. Since birth, he was trained to be the perfect successor to the family, an unparalleled assassin. But Killua was always different. There was a light within him, a spark of kindness that refused to be extinguished, no matter how dark the training or severe the discipline. Killua Zoldyck underwent rigorous and often cruel training from a very young age, intended to shape him into the perfect assassin. Killua's training began almost from birth, a Zoldyck family tradition for all their heirs. Pain resistance. Killua was trained to endure extreme levels of pain. This included techniques such as being subjected to repeated electric shocks to increase his tolerance and condition his body not to react to pain. This inhumane resistance became one of the bases for the development of his nen abilities related to electricity, agility, and strength. From an early age, Killua learned to move with superhuman agility, a skill he honed over the years. He was also trained in various forms of hand-to-hand combat, boosting his strength and speed to extraordinary levels. Assassination techniques. As a member of the Zoldyck family, Killua was taught to master a variety of assassination techniques. This included the use of blades, poisons, and ambush strategies. He learned to move silently, hide in shadows, and strike with lethal precision. Strategy and intelligence. Killua's training was not limited to the physical. He was also educated in combat tactics and strategies. Killua possesses sharp intelligence, capable of quickly analyzing battle situations and adapting his tactics as necessary. Emotional control. Part of Killua's training involved controlling his emotions. He was taught to suppress fear, anger, and even affection to become a more effective assassin. However, his friendship with Gon and the adventures they share together begin to challenge this indoctrination. Nen development. The discovery and training of Nen were a turning point for Killua. He learned to manipulate his aura with great skill, allowing him to create unique techniques such as Godspeed. Nen training also helped Killua understand himself better and overcome the mental blocks imposed by his family. Pushing limits. Killua's training was always about pushing limits. Whether enduring torture or facing formidable opponents, he was forced to exceed human limits repeatedly. This constant pursuit of improvement is what makes him one of the most powerful and fascinating characters in Hunter x Hunter. From an early age, Killua demonstrated a natural affinity with electricity, manipulating it with an ease that defied logic. This ability was not just a gift, it was also a curse. Under his family's tutelage, he was subjected to brutal training, conditioning his body to withstand lethal voltages, preparing him for the use of a forbidden technique known to few. In addition to his ability to generate and control electricity, Killua developed other notable skills. His speed and agility are unmatched, allowing him to vanish before his opponents can even blink. His reflexes are so quick that he can dodge point-blank bullets. And his strength, often masked by his youthful appearance, is enough to break through walls and bones with equal ease. But it is the Godspeed technique that stands out as his most feared and powerful ability. When activated, Godspeed allows Killua to react and move at speeds that surpass human limits. His reflexes and strength are amplified to an almost divine level, making him an unstoppable force on the battlefield. However, Godspeed has a hidden cost, one that consumes Killua's vitality with each use. Every time Killua resorts to this power, he gambles with his own life, draining his vital energy in exchange for moments of pure speed and strength. It is a dangerous trade, a risk he is willing to take to protect those he loves and achieve his goals. But what would happen if Killua were forced to push his limits beyond necessity? If the battle demanded more than his body could handle? God's speed could be his downfall, a technique that, if used without restraint, could lead to his premature death. In what situation could Killua use this power beyond what is necessary? Well, there's a possible plot development that might unfold into this scenario. In the current context of the Hunter x Hunter manga, after the Dark Continent saga, a situation where Killua could sacrifice himself would involve central elements of the plot that have been developed so far. Considering Killua's history and his evolution as a character, here is a hypothetical scenario that could be explored: protecting Aluka and confronting the Dark World. After the events of the Dark Continent, Killua finds himself in a position where the safety of his sister Aluka and the stability of the world are at risk. A new threat emerges from the Dark World, seeking to exploit Nanaka's power for nefarious purposes. Killua, aware of Nanaka's destructive potential and the interest dark forces have in her, decides to face this threat head-on. Sacrifice. Killua, always protective of his sister, could find himself in a situation where the only way to ensure Aluka's safety and the world's stability would be to use God's speed to its maximum capacity, knowing it could cost him his life. He could do this to buy time for his allies, possibly including Gon and other main characters, to neutralize the threat or seal Nanaka's power once and for all. Connection to current events. This scenario would align with the most recent events of the manga, where the consequences of the Dark Continent explorations begin to affect the known world. Killua's willingness to sacrifice himself reflects his growth as a character and his deep understanding of the responsibilities that come with his power. Narrative impact. Killua's potential sacrifice would add a layer of tension and emotion to the story, highlighting the themes of self-sacrifice and protection of loved ones that are recurrent in Hunter x Hunter. It would also show how far Killua is willing to go to protect those he loves, even if it means facing the end of his own journey. As Killua navigates the dangerous world of hunters, he must balance using his power with preserving his life. Every decision, every battle, every moment of God's speed is a reminder of the thin line between life and death. And so, Killua's story continues, a tale of power and danger, of sacrifice and strength. The question remains, how far can he go before the price becomes too high? Does the desire to protect his friends and achieve his dreams justify the risk of losing everything, including his life? Comment on what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Comment on theories for us to bring to the next videos as well. Thank you so much, everyone. That's it for now.